Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, we are in the middle of discussing the Vegreville-Wainwright candidates here for the 2011 federal election. With me here to guide me through is Milt Wakefield. You might recognize him. He has been the MLA here for 2 terms with the Sask Party. Thanks so much again for coming up. We are moving on here to Willmunzee. He's a Green Party candidate. He's 50 years old. He's married. He has 3 kids. He was defeated as the Vegreville-Wainwright Green Party candidate in 2008. He is a berry farmer and a locomotive engineer. Education-wise, he has a master's in Japanese linguistics. Odd for this region, isn't it? A bachelor's degree in education, specializing in English and social studies. He's from Edmonton. Now, climate change is his #1 concern. He wants to be critical of the opposition's policies, but not its people. He's not really into those attack ads. Now, he says even though he is representing the Green Party values, he hopes to instill those values throughout the region, but he doesn't agree with all of the Green Party values, you know, specifically the legalization of marijuana. He doesn't think that Canada's ready for that. Is that normal for a Green Party candidate to come on and agree with some of their policies and maybe not all of them?
Yeah, I've noticed that in the last election and this one. There is some crossover in terms of policies with other candidates, and even with the Conservative candidates, which usually like to think they stand off by themselves. But I give Will a lot of credit. I've talked to him. I met him in Lloydminster. He was around talking to people. A very friendly person, very knowledgeable. In fact, he talked a little bit about what he learned in Japan.
Cool.
And some of the things that were the social issues that he'd like to see really transplanted here through the political process.
Now, he has climate change listed as his #1 concern here for his platform. You know, Alberta climate change is sometimes not always front of mind of the constituents here. How does that fare, I guess, in his campaign?
Well, I think it'll resonate certainly with a larger group than you might suspect. Climate change from anybody younger than me, which is most of the population, are starting to become very conscious about the environment and what the environment should be, how we can help it, and not have it deteriorate any further. So it could resonate with the younger people, and that's good. If the more younger people that become involved and can see some areas that they would agree with, that's only a positive for the electoral process.
Well, and maybe we'll get some more candidates out here with this Liberal candidate. His name is Ron Williams. He's 74. Municipally, he's the current deputy mayor of the village of Strome. Provincially, he was defeated as the Battle River Wainwright Liberal candidate in 2004, and then again in 2001, and then again in 2004. He's a retired teacher. He has his master's in education from the University of Montana and a bachelor of education from the University of Alberta. Now, he's from Lamont. He hasn't really come out with any campaign platforms as of yet. Is that normal for you know, a late Liberal entry in this election?
Yeah, I think it is a little strange that there's only 2 weeks left to go, and we're not sure just where he's coming from, other than taking the federal Liberal campaign things that have been sent to us and we see published. My guess is that he wants to make sure that there's an alternative, and he's a different age group, different demographics than the other candidates. And so I think that's an opportunity that he wants to try to have people identify. There is somebody of their age group that would stand up and say, yes, I'll take this battle for you.
Right, and I mean, it gives residents in this region a choice to vote Liberal, correct? I mean, if they agree with more of the federal issues, that they can vote on their part.
Right, and it's interesting to note that by far and away the largest thing that will change a person's vote or make them vote one way or the other is in fact the party leader, and then the party, and then the candidate in that order. So it's very important for the Liberals to have a candidate in each constituency.
Well, let's move on to the last candidate in the Vegreville-Wainwright riding. His name is Matthew Sulkowski. He is 23. He's a farmer and a carpenter. He is from Vegreville. Now, he's running with the Christian Heritage Party. Now, they're offering a $1,000 credit to families who choose to care for their children in their own homes. They're also interested in instituting legal protection for the unborn and restoring traditional marriage. They want to focus on creating better health care and repairing the justice system. Now, those all seem like noble causes and things that would resonate, but we've never seen a Christian Heritage Party candidate win in this riding before.
No, we haven't. The issues are very real for a lot of people. How that translates into overall governance of a federal country like Canada, there's some things missing there. But nonetheless, there's a lot of concern from a group of people that in that age group would probably identify with. Not all, but again, give them kudos for standing up and saying, yeah, I'm going to let my name stand, and I want to be involved, and that's a very positive thing for the election. Also,
hopefully, grabbing some of the younger demographic as well. You know, he's only 23 years old, so that's got to fare a little bit well for that, right?
It is, but unfortunately, the platform is not well known. I've never seen a sign out. I've never seen the platform published. However, if it's just on demographics, you know, good for you, Matthew, for standing up.
Let's talk a little bit. That concludes the candidates for the Vegreville-Wainwright and the Battleford-Lloydminster constituency. Let's talk a little bit before we go about voter apathy and how important is it to vote on May 2nd?
Well, it's critical. I mean, this democracy is actually based on that.
Yeah.
And as more and more people get turned off and become apathetic, the more chance there is of having the party that you're not supporting get in power. All you have to do is take a trip to anywhere in the world almost, and you realize when you come back to Canada, you know, this is not a bad place, and we really deserve to stand up and support what we think Canada should be like. In my earlier life, I had an opportunity to travel in a lot of countries, and if I had said some of the things that I said in the legislature, which is a result of the democratic ability to free speech, if I had said some of those things in other countries, I would have been arrested and probably never coming home. So we have the benefit of a democracy that has put those freedoms in place, and the least we can do is to support that same kind of democracy by saying, yes, I do count. People say it doesn't count. You know, one vote doesn't count. One vote does count, and when you add all that together, we get the government that has elected us.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Mr. Wakefield. It's been a pleasure to have you.
It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
If you need more education on your local candidates, there will be an all-candidates forum hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. That will be happening on April the 26th. We're also hosting debates here on Around the Region. Vegreville-Wainwright debate will run on Wednesday, April 27th at 7:30 here on CITL. The Battleford-Lloydminster debate is going to be running May 1st at 6:30 on CITL. Voter information cards are out. If you have not received yours, please feel free to call Elections Canada by April the 26th. And of course, voting day is on May 2nd.